Yeah, these changes are somewhat coincidental, but it's better to change multiple things at once instead of every month, like one random card getting reworked. It'll just make it easier to learn everything at once. Hi, I'm Donald. I'm a gameplay designer on Clash Royale, and we're going to be talking about card reworks. We've buffed Golden Knight twice last year, pretty significant buffs, but it just never moved the needle on its place in the meta. How many more buffs does he need? 3, 5? We believe it just needs a rework to the ability at this point. I don't know, where is it in frame? Like, old ability was very complicated, a 6-step system with semicircles and a bunch of geometry, but ultimately what it meant is he can't dash backwards, and if you played cards like Goblin Gang behind him, it would just fully counter the ability, and we're changing that. The new logic is we're removing all the semicircles. He could dash backwards, it'll be a full 360-degree radius. It won't be countered by behind placements, it'll act much more intuitively. We're reworking Cannon Cart. We're removing the shield and replacing it with what we call a segmented health bar, just like Goblin Demolisher and Boss Bandit. We're doing this specific rework for bug fixing and more like technical reasons that are above my pay grade. There's just a lot of specific code in the game about Cannon Cart, and we're just trying to move it to a more generalized system and, clean up the game. If you rocket the Cannon Cart now, it'll deal the full damage, not just break the shield or bring it to 50% HP. Some other cards, like Inferno cards, they'll keep charging even when it becomes a building. Before, they used to interrupt the charge and reset. And one of the bugs we're fixing that comes up quite often is Cannon Cart versus Evolved P.E.K.K.A. Evolved P.E.K.K.A. won't heal twice anymore. Now it'll only heal once, which is much more intuitive. The Goblin Hut will work entirely differently now. We're completely reworking the logic. It's getting an art refresh, new card icon, new sprites. Instead of passively spawning spear goblins, it'll reactively spawn them when enemies get close. So we wanted another anti-air defensive building, just like Tesla, Cannon, etc. Currently, when Lava Hound's in the meta, these decks are forced to play Tesla. When it's not, they play the other ones. We just needed more variety in our defensive buildings, and this was just a great opportunity to rework a spawner and then also introduce another anti-air option. Plenty of cards in Clash Royale's past that have gotten like significant reworks, and I'd say are pretty healthy part of the game. Mortar used to cost 6 elixir, Rage used to not deal damage, Heal Spell became Heal Spirit, but spawners still haven't found their place after 9 or so years. They just don't really make sense in terms of like modern Clash Royale design, where we want like back and forth battles and just a lot of engagement. Spawners, just their design is encouraged to like sit back, play behind, and just kind of like AFK. We believe they just have to get redesigned from the ground up to have a place in the game. For future reworks, we're definitely keeping an eye on spawners, but we're also interested in what the community thinks should get reworked. Anything's on the table, and we're interested in the community's feedback to start working on the next ones.